Prototypers, today we're going to learn how to hook up external sensors like resistive sensors to the CPX. For example, I've made this lo-fi controller, and notice as I change this dial, the CPX neopixels light up. But we can also use this dial as input to our computer. I've also programmed the CPX to act like a mouse like we've seen in previous lessons. So let's see if we could try to play some pong just using this controller. All right, almost got it. Missed again, not so good. There we go, 62. All right. Oh, very, very close. So what's happening here? Let me actually show you the graph. I'm going to turn off the mouse part of the input. And I'm going to show you the graph of what we're seeing. Just got to find my mouse. Boop. And make sure that you can see this controller. So what I've done is I'm actually graphing the output of A1 here. And you can see as I move this dial, both the neopixels change, kind of like a bar graph, as well as the output in this graph. What it's actually graphing is voltage between 0 and 3.3 volts, which is what the CPX operates at. And just so you could take a look at the code, it's really simple. Oh, this is my mouse code. Well, if we just want to graph the A1 signal, it's this one. There we go. So we're just graphing analog read A1. And of course, to actually have it interact with the computer, I also used slightly different code to convert this signal into mouse interaction. So there's lots of different types of resistive sensors. This pong paddle made out of cardboard and a potentiometer, a 3-prong potentiometer, which actually looks like this. There you go. So this is made using this 3-prong potentiometer, which I will show you how to use. In fact, we can hook it up right now. So it has 3 legs. Let's see, can you see where I am? And I'm also going to show you what it's graphing. Just got to bring that out. There we go. So it's got 3 legs, and the 2 outer legs are going to be ground and 3.3 volts. And then that middle leg is the wiper leg. And now you see as I move this dial, let's make sure you can see it. If I go all the way over, it goes between 0 and 1023. So that's how we built this pong paddle. And we have the little knob there. I'll show you a little video of how we put it together. But there's lots of other kinds of resistive sensors, some of which you might be familiar with. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. Right, so some of these you might be familiar with. So a joystick is actually made out of 2 potentiometers, 2 smaller potentiometers. This is also a potentiometer. It's a breadboard potentiometer. Then there's also these kinds of resistive sensors. This is a slide soft potentiometer. There's a flex sensor, like what they made the power glove out of. This is a flex sensor, so it changes its resistance when you flex. There is a resistive sensor that changes its resistance with pressure. So as I push down on that, this is a cadmium light sensor that changes its resistance based on light. And then you have the popular slide potentiometers, which change their resistance based on slide position. You've probably seen these. I have a little graphic. So, boop, this way. These are little slide potentiometers. So that's what I'm holding right here, a slide potentiometer. I'll show you in a second how we can hook that up too and use that as a mouse. So they're used on soundboards. Once you start looking for these, you'll see them all over the place. Yeah, and we'll make one with paper as well. Okay, so those are slide potentiometers. So in fact, I'll hook this up to our CPX. Let's see. As well, so I'll unhook this one, and let's hook up the slide potentiometer. And I also put some little notes on there to remind myself that this is the voltage source. This is ground. And this is that wiper. Now my other side of my cord, yellow cord, got disconnected, so I'm going to hook it back up to A1. There we go. And as soon as I do that, when I move the slider, again, I guess I'll turn it around. You can move the slider. You see the input changes. There we go. That's a better camera view. And again, we can pull up Pong. Let's see if we can play it with, I'll turn the mouse mode back on. Let's see if we can play it with, oh, it's going the opposite direction I'm expecting, but so I'd have to flip it over. There we go. Ah, almost. There we go. So it's, as soon as the mouse cursor goes outside of the Pong window, it stops controlling it. So that's what's really hard about this. Actually, this is a really good controller. Ah, you can see that little, you can see the mouse finger move in correspondence to this. Boop, 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 boop. So I'm going to show you all of these things and more in this lesson. We're going to start out by making a lo-fi version of a resistive sensor, and then we'll build up. I'll show you how to hook up with these 3 prongs, which are easier. Ah, how can you see this? A 3-prong potentiometer like this one, and the slide potentiometer. And then I'll show you how to do a pressure sensor, maybe the flex sensor, and maybe this light sensor as well. Can you see that? There we go. All right, let's get started. Thanks.